Right, 31. Right, let's concentrate on thousands places. 4,000 you have. Hundreds, 700. 400 and 300, 700. 4,700. Next, tens places. 44, 33, 77. 77, 22, 99. Plus 1, 100. 4,800 minus 2 into 3 into 4 into 5. 2 into 5, 10. 3 into 4, 12. 12 into 10, 120. From this you need to subtract 120. If you subtract 120 from this number, that gives you 68 into 2.532. Oh, index, Come on, 31 to 35. If you observe, you have under root values, percentages. 32nd one is looking like a different form. In place of 1.23 whole square, in place of plus, if you have minus, that would be a different story. You need to process this. And then look at 35. You have 4 different squares. So obviously this is going to take time. So hold it. Don't start with this. 36 to 40 anyway. You are not supposed to start this section with that part. The next 41 to 45, you have 2 different graphical representations. You need to hold it. 46 to 50, food grains production. So only one table should be easy one. Not even in terms of percentage. Markerl gaadu, percentage gaadu, ratio gaadu, em gaadu. Straightforward table should be easy one. You can pick this. You can start this paper with this. 46 to 50. 51 to 55, data sufficiency. 56 to 65, quant. After 46 to 40, 46 to 50, if I was to solve the paper, I will pick aptitude questions. నేనైతే aptitude చేసేస్తా. చూసుకుంటే వెళ్ళిపోవటమే కదా, కాన్సెప్ట్ తెలుస్తుంది. Look at 56. A person lends some money at 5% simple interest. Are you strong in simple interest or not? You can pick that. 57. An amount of money grows up to 8,000 in 3 years, up to 10,000 in 4 years. Compound interest. Are you strong in compound interest? No, huh? No. Why? Why simple interest? Why not compound interest? Compound interest is easiest. దానిలో చాలా లాజిక్ ఉంటుంది. అంటే లాజిక్ పట్టుకుంటే చాలా ఈజీ. సింపుల్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్ కన్నా ఇంకా కొద్ది క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేయాలి, కానీ కాంపౌండ్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్ అయితే నియరెస్ట్ ఆన్సర్ లాస్ట్ డిజిట్ అయిపోయింది, ఇంకేం లేదు దానిలో అసలు. నియరెస్ట్ ఆన్సర్ ఆర్ లాస్ట్ డిజిట్, దట్స్ ఇట్. ఈ రెండు తప్ప కాంపౌండ్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్లో అసలు ఏమీ ఉండవు. ఒకసారి ట్రై చేయండి లాజిక్ పట్టుకోవటానికి. నెక్స్ట్ 58. వాట్ ఈస్ ద నంబర్ ఆఫ్ క్వాడ్రిలేటరల్? క్వాడ్రిలేటరల్ కానీ క్వశ్చన్ కంటిన్యూ చేస్తే మీకు అర్థమవుతుంది అది క్వాడ్రిలేటరల్ గురించి కాదు, అది ప్రాబబిలిటీ గురించి. What is the number of quadrilateral that can be formed by joining the vertices of polygon having 11 sides? Quadrilateral in the sense quadra, 4. So you need to pick 4 sides out of 11. 11, C, 4. That's it. That is not actually mensuration question. Probability. ఒక క్వశ్చన్ అయిపోయింది, ఆల్రెడీ ఆన్సర్ చెప్పా. 59. A bag contains probability. Should be easy one. Look at the last word. Probability of drawn balls be all of different colors. Should be easy one. How many balls are drawn? 3. అంతే కదా. 4. 3 balls, right. Okay. 3 balls are done. So total how many balls we have? 15. So denominator is 15C3. Numerator 4C1 into 5C1 into 6C1. Done. 4 into 5 into 6 by 15 into 14 into 13 by 3 into 2 into 1. Easy one. If the sum of a number and its square is 992, then what is the number? See, to the number what is that you are adding? To the number what is that you are adding? Square. How much is that? 992. What is the nearest square that is about 992? 31 square. 961 plus 31, 962. Done. One more is over. If the sum of three numbers is 65, if the ratio of the first to the second is 5:3 and that to the second to the third is 7:3, what is the second number? Second number must be a multiple of 3 and multiple of 7. Should be a multiple of 21. How many are there? Only one. మాట్లాడండి అక్కలు ఏదో అంటారుగా నన్ ఆఫ్ దీస్ ఉంది కదా రాలేదా 21 ఫైనల్ ఆన్సర్. డౌట్ ఉంది అంటే మాట్లాడగలిగిన డౌట్ లేనప్పుడు మనకి ఎందుకు అబ్బా క్వశ్చన్ మనమే వేసి ఆన్సర్ మనమే చెప్పి ఎందుకు మనకు టైం వేస్ట్. అడిగే వాళ్ళు ఎవరు ఉంటే చెప్తా. నెక్స్ట్ 61 ఈజ్ ఓవర్. ఆప్షన్ 3. There is a certain amount from which A takes 25%, then B takes 50% of the remaining amount, C takes 75% of the remaining amount. Now if the amount left is 5760, then what is the actual sum? If you understand this question properly, you have 100%, A takes 25%, remaining is 75%. Out of this B takes 50%. Out of this 50%, which is 37.5%, remaining is 37.5%. Yes or no? And out of this C takes 75%, remaining is given as 5760, remaining is 5760. Out of this, if C takes 75%, remaining will be 25% of this number. Yes or no? If you treat 25% as one part, which is given as 5760, how will you get the entire value, which is 100%? 4 parts. 4 parts is equal to how much? In the sense into 4. Yes or no? So 37.5% is given as 5760 into 4. You know this value 37.5%. What is this? Again 37.5%. So the entire value is going to be 2 times of this number into 2. Are you getting? Right. Entire value 37.5, in the sense 75%. 75% is this much, which I will treat it as 3 parts. Total value will be 4 parts. From this, what is 1 part? Divided by 3. I want 4 parts into 3. Right, into 4. 3, 1, 9, 2, 0. As I have 0, answer ends with 0. 2 into 2, 4 into 4, 16 into 4, 64. Ends with 4. Answer should end with 40. How many are there? Only one. If you have any doubt, you need to multiply that. Next, 63. A sells an item to B at a loss of 20%. B sells it to C at a loss of 25% if C pays 3,000. Now, you understand the information. Here you have A, B, C. A sells it at a loss of 20% and B at a loss of 25%. B sells it to C at a loss of 25%. He will sell it for 75%, which is 3 parts. Yes or no? And B purchased it for 4 parts. C purchased it for 3 parts, which is 3,000. Then 4 parts is 4,000. A sells it to B at a loss of 20%. In the sense, if it is 100%, this becomes 80%. If 80% is 4,000, 100% is 5,000. Backtracking. Next, 64. 2 trains A and B are running on parallel tracks in the same direction. Train A, which is coming from the behind, takes 50 seconds to cross train B. Okay? Train A tries to cross train B. So this is A and this is B. In 50 seconds. One person in train A observes he crosses train B in 30 seconds. If the speed of the train A and B are in the ratio 2:1, if their speeds are in the ratio 2:1, what is the ratio of their length? Let's say length of train 1 is L1 and train 2 is L2. Is that okay? This length is L1 and this is L2. In the first case, train A crossed train B. What is the distance covered in that case? What is distance covered in that case? L1 plus L2. L2. In both the cases, see, there are two cases here. In one case, the time taken was 50 seconds, and in the other case, time taken was 30 seconds. Okay. Now, what is same in both the cases? What is same in both the cases? Relative speed. Relative speed. If a train crosses train B, what is the relative speed when they are moving in same direction? S1 minus S2. S1 minus S2. Are you getting my point or not? Right. So, if a person who is sitting in train A observes he crossed train B, what is relative speed in that case? Does this man has feet? Leda. రైలెక్కరా ప్లాట్ఫామ్ మీద ఎక్కి ట్రైన్ స్టార్ట్ అయినప్పుడు మిమ్మల్ని అక్కడే పడేసి అది ఒక్కటే పోద్దా, లేకపోతే దాంతోపాటు మిమ్మల్ని కూడా తీసుకుపోద్దా? మాట్లాడరు. సో హీ మే బీ సిట్టింగ్ ఐడల్ ఇన్ ద ట్రైన్, బట్ స్టిల్ డూ యూ హ్యావ్ గ్రావిటీ? డూ వీ హ్యావ్ గ్రావిటీ? నో అని మాకుండా నాన్న, చచ్చిపోవటమే ఇంకా మనం. ఇంకా గ్రావిటీ లేకపోతే ఎగిరిపోవటమే కదా. We have gravity because Earth has gravity. Every object in the Earth has gravity. So if the train is moving, every object in the train has the speed. If train is moving, the speed of the train should be equal to the speed of every object in that train. Okay? So man has speed and he observes he crossed train B. Train B also has speed. Relative speed in that case is S1 minus S2 again. So in both the cases, speeds are same. Okay? Now, speeds are same. Relative speed in first case where train A crossed train B. Speed, distance by time. Distance by time. What is distance travelled if a train A crosses train B? L1 plus L2. And what is time taken in that case? 50 seconds. This is relative speed in first case. And in second case, by observed he crossed train B. What is distance travelled in that case? L1 or L2? L2. Person crossed train B. పర్సన్ ఇక్కడ ఉన్నాడమ్మా ఫస్ట్, ఆ తర్వాత వాడు ఇక్కడ ఉన్నాడు, వాడు కవర్ చేసింది ఏంటి? L2. అండ్ వాట్ ఈస్ టైం టేకెన్ ఇన్ దట్ కేస్? హౌ మచ్? 30. సో L2 by 30. దిస్ ఈస్ రిలేటివ్ స్పీడ్ ఇన్ ఫస్ట్ కేస్ అండ్ దిస్ ఈస్ రిలేటివ్ స్పీడ్ ఇన్ సెకండ్ కేస్. బోత్ ఆర్ సేమ్. L2 comes here, 50 goes there. 50 by 30 is 5 by 3. If L2 is 3 and L1 plus L2 is 5, L1 is 2, L2 is 3. Ratio between their lengths 2:3. Next, 65. A man can row a boat at a speed of 10 km per hour in still water. M is given. He goes to a certain point upstream and back to starting point in a river. So river's direction will be downstream. Speed of the flowing river is 2 km per hour. What is the average speed of the boat in the total journey? The same question I think we have covered. Upstream is 8 km per hour, downstream is 12 km per hour. Distance travelled in both the cases is same, so hence average speed is 2 A D by A plus B. 10 times 96 by 10, 9.6 km per hour. Over. Aptitude questions are over. Aptitude are over. Next. So if I was to solve this question after table 40, 60, 50, I will pick aptitude questions. Okay? Then I will go for approximation. ఇప్పుడు వస్తే అప్రాక్సిమేషన్కి. ఆఫ్టర్ అప్రాక్సిమేషన్స్ డేటా సఫిషియన్సీ. ఆఫ్టర్ దాట్ 41 to 45 because it has 2 images. నేనైతే లాస్ట్ ప్రిఫరెన్స్ ఇస్తా. లెట్స్ సీ 31 to 35. Now What is our first number? 4,800 minus how much is that? 120. 4,680 into 2.532. Right. For time being, let's treat this number as 2.5 plus 0.032. Forget about this, I'll come to this later. Don't worry about that. Wait a minute. Now 2.5 times is 10 times and 1/4 of it, right? 2.5 times 10 times 1/4 of it. 10 times of this number 46,800. 1/4 of this 1,170 and then a 0. So 4680 into 2.5 times is this number plus 46,000 something you have. Now 4680 into 0.032, I have a 0, so this value becomes 0.32. 0.32 in the sense 1/3, right? Yes or no? What is 1/3 of this number? 468. Near about 150. Near about 150. So to this number you need to add 150 again. 11,850. Answer should be nearby 11,850. $68 కూడా ఉంది కదా, ఎగ్జాక్ట్ వాల్యూ చేయాలి. 11,850 and you have very close to another number 11,860. So you need to calculate 1/3 of 468 again. 1/3 of 468 156. So this value becomes 156. 11,856 near about 11,860. అర్థమైందా? రెండిటికి మళ్ళీ రెండోసారి క్యాలిక్యులేషన్కి ఎందుకు వచ్చానో జాగ్రత్తగా. వెరీ క్లోజ్ టు ఈచ్ అదర్. ఆ వెరీ క్లోజ్ టు ఈచ్ అదర్ అన్న నంబర్స్ ఉన్నాయని అనుకోండి, కొంచెం కేర్ఫుల్గా ఎగ్జాక్ట్ నెంబర్కే వెళ్ళండి. నెక్స్ట్ 1.23 whole square plus 2.34 whole square by 2.34 minus 1.23. If you observe carefully, whatever the numbers that we have in numerator, same numbers are there in denominator. Yes or no? So let me add, if it is a square plus b square, I have a minus b. Yes or no? Look at that. Into 10. Is it correct? Correct? b minus a value ఎంతో నేను చెప్పానా? a value ఎంతో నేను చెప్పానా? Is it correct or wrong? Correct. My a value is 2.34 and b value is 1.23. a square plus b square or b square plus a square, whatever it is, one and the same. Now let me change this as minus 2ab plus 2ab into 10. Is that okay? Is that okay? What is this part? Now let me treat this number as a minus b whole square plus 2ab into 10. Can I simplify this again? A plus b whole square by ab plus 2ab by a minus b. Yes or no? A minus b whole square by a minus b gets cancelled. I'll have a minus b plus 2ab by a minus b. Right? This is what we are going to have. Now a minus b value 2.34 minus 1.23. How much is that? How much is this? 1.11 plus 2 into, look at there, 1.23 into 2.34 by 1.11. So this is more than one time, right? 1.23 by 1.11 will be definitely more than 1. Let me cancel it. And as this is more than 1, I'll write in place of 2.34, I'll write as 2.5. 2.5 into 2. 5 plus 1.11. 6.11 into 10. 61. Is that okay? Next, 17% of 760. అమ్మా రాదమ్మా, నాకు కూడా 61.1 వచ్చింది. నాకు 61.1 వచ్చింది. 17% of 760 plus 57% of what? 79 plus 77.8 you can write, no issue. Come on, 17%, how will you get 17%? 10%, half of it plus 2%. 10% of that number 76, half of this 38, 1% is 7.6, 2% is 15.2. Instead of that I'll write just 15, no issue. Approximation, right? Let's write that. Next, 57% of 79, 60% minus 60% minus 5% of 60%. Of this just calculate 10%, that is 6. 5% of this is 3. 60 minus 3, 57. Now, out of 79, 60%, let's make it 80, no issue at all. 1 కదా, ఇప్పుడు మనకి మీకున్న నెంబర్ ఎంత నేను చెప్తా వినండి. మీకున్న నెంబర్ ఎంత? 79. దీన్ని 80 చేసాము అని అనుకుందాం, అంటే పెంచిన నెంబర్ ఎంత? 1. 1లో మీరు ఎంత యాక్చువల్గా క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తుంది? 57. అంటే మీకు తేడా ఎంత వస్తుంది? 0.5. 0.5 నెగ్లిజిబుల్ కదా. ఆప్షన్స్ చూసుకోండి ఒకసారి. Are these numbers very close to each other with a difference of 1 or 2? No, need not worry about it. Let's make it 80. 60% of 80? 48. Out of 48 you need to calculate 5%. 10% is 4.8. 5% is 2.4. Minus 2.4. Minus 2.4. How much is this? 45.6 plus 45.6. Next, 70, 100, 110, 150, 220, 200. Let me start with 20. 26, 34, 39, 44, 52. Answer should be very close to 252. Do you have your 252? Yes. Now, root x is common in left hand side both the terms, right? Let's take it common. So that becomes root x into 35.99, that is 36, plus 32, 68. And right hand side you have 68 by 11 into x. 68 cancel, root x cancels for root x times, so root x is equal to 11, x is equal to 121. 35. Look at your options first. Are these numbers very close to each other? Options, yes or no? Yes. So that too you are going to take square values. Square లో మీరు 1 difference number తీసుకున్నా కానీ number చాలా difference అయిపోతుంది. Instead of taking 10 square, if you take 11 square, look at the difference in your actual answer. This is 100 and this is 121. How much difference you have? 21. So you should be very careful in getting those numbers. Now let me write these. 3.2 whole square plus 9.8 square plus 8.13 square plus 4.24 whole square. This is equal to how much? Now, 3.2 square will be in between 3 square and 4 square, right? Yes or no? What is 3 square? 9. You have 3.2 whole square, definitely that will be more than 9. Now let me identify. 3.2 whole square. 3 square is 9. 4 square is 16. 3.2 is, like if it is 3 and this is 4, from here it is 2 parts. From here it is 8 parts. 0.2 kada, 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4 like that. If it is divided into 10 parts, This is 2 parts away from 3. What is difference between these two numbers? 7. So 10 parts is divided into 7. 7 is divided into 10 parts. 1 part is 0.7. 2 parts is 1.4. So you need to add 1.4 again here. This becomes 10.4. 9.8. Very close to 10. 10 square is 100. 9 square is 81. You have 9.8 here. In between 9 and 10, if you make 10 parts, this is 2 parts less than this. Difference between these two numbers is 19. 19 is divided into 10 parts. 19 is divided into 10 parts. You have 9.8, which is 2 parts less than this. So if 10 parts is equal to 19, 1 point is 1.9, 2 parts is 3.8. This number should be, 9.8 square should be 3.8 less than this. So I'll write it as 96. 0.2 only, right? No issue. 8.13 whole square, that is definitely more than 8 square. 8 square is 64. Wait. You have 8.13, which is almost 0.8.1. I'll write as 8.1, no issue at all. Difference between these two numbers is 17. 17. 17 is divided into 10 parts. 1 part is 1.7. This is 8.13. So instead of 1.7, you can write it as 2. 2. So 64 plus 2, 66 plus 4.24 whole square. Can I treat this number as 4.25? Yes or no? Right. 4 square is 4 square 16. 5 square 25. Difference 9. 9 is divided into 10 parts. 10 parts, and you need to take 2.5 parts. Otherwise 4.25 kada, 0.25 into 1/4 kada. 1/4 of 9. 1/4 of 9. 2.25. Near about 4, 2. Near about 2. So 4 square 16 plus 2, 18. Add everything. Forget about 0.4. You can adjust that later. 10. 106. Otherwise concentrate only on tens places. 10, 100, 160, 170. Now 6, 12, 8, 20. 170 plus 20, 190. 0.4 you have. Answer should be very close to 190. Do you have 190? Yes, 190 answer. Next, 41 to 45. The following chart shows the number of students in different universities: Indraprastha, Delhi, Jamia, ANU, and then Hamdard. Right, and the FM channels. The table given shows the percentage of listeners of different FM channels in national capital region. Radio Mirchi, Radio City, Radio FM, FM Gold, Rainbow. Okay. 41. How many students of JNU listen to Radio City? First of all, JNU occupies what percent? 20%. 20% of what? 1,20,000. Out of 1,20,000, 10% is 12,000, 20% is 24,000. Now, out of 24,000, in JNU 65% listen Radio City. You need to calculate 65%. How will you get 65%? Half, ఆ తర్వాత కావాలి. 30% of that number. Half అంటే ఎంత? 50లో 10% ఎంత? 50లో 30% అంటే ఎంత? 15 కలిపితే ఎంత? వచ్చిందా రాలేదా? ఐఎమ్ టెలింగ్ యూ half plus 30% of it. 30% of this number. Half in the sense it is 50%. 10% of this number is 5. 20% is 10. 30% is 15. So this entire value gives you 15%. Total value will become 65%. 50% in the sense half of this number, which is 12,000. 10% of this number, 1200. 30%, 3600. Add these two, 15,600. (42) Number of Indraprastha students listening to Rainbow is what percent of the number of Jamia students listening to FM Gold? Right. It asks about percentage. It asks about percentage. Indraprastha students listening to Rainbow. Indraprastha Rainbow. What percent is that? 48%. 48% of what? Indraprastha occupies what percent? 13%. Percentage of what? Jamia student listening to FM Gold. FM Gold Jamia. How much percent? 52%. And Jamia occupies what percent? 18%. Percentage, right? So into 100. Don't convert into number. Don't convert into number. You can do that. Right. 6 3 times, 8 times. Yes or no? 13, 4, 2 by 3, 2 by 3, 66 2 by 3%. (66 2 by 3) approximation annara leduga. Answer must be none of this. From which of the following universities the number of students liking FM radio is minimum? Minimum number, FM radio, minimum. Right. FM radio ekkada? Red FM ana? Red FM ele. Okay, nene tappu chediva. Right. Red FM, first one, 46% of what? Indraprastha, how much is that? 13. Next, 59%, let me write all these numbers, 64%, 32%, 36% of. Ahmedabad, it is 14. Next, JNU, 20. Next, Delhi University, 35. Next, Jamia, 18. Now, you asked about minimum number. This is near about 60%, right? 60%. 50% is 7. 10% is 1.4. Total value is more than 7.4 or near about 7.4. Approximate to 7.4. 13% of this number. 10% is, or else first of all, or else wait a minute. 46% is less than 50%, right? 50% of this number itself is 6.5, which is less than this. This cannot be your answer. Hold it. This is near about 6.5 or close to that. 10% of this number, 64% of 20 or 20% of 64, one and the same. 10% itself is 6.4, 20% will be more than that. This cannot be your answer. 32% of this number, 30%, 10% is 3.5. 30% is more than 10. That is 6.5 only. This cannot be your answer. 36% of this number or 18% of this number. 10% of this number, 3.6. 20%, 7.2. But you need 18% only, which is 0.72 less. Answer is 6.5 somewhere. Oh, so now you need to calculate exact number here. Very close to each other. Come on. What is 50% of this number? 6.5, which is 4% less than that. So this is definitely less than 6.5. This is close to 6.5. This cannot be your answer. First one answer. First one in the sense Indraprastha. How many students of Indraprastha and Jamia together listen? Red FM. Red FM. ఇప్పుడే కదా చేసాం ఇది, అదే కదా లాస్ట్ డే కదా జామియా అంటే ఇదేగా అండ్ ఇంద్రప్రస్థ. అండ్ దిస్ ఇస్ వాట్ యూ నీడ్ టు క్యాలిక్యులేట్. డూ యూ హ్యావ్ ఎగ్జాక్ట్ నెంబర్? వెరీ క్లోజ్. 36% of 18% and 46% of 13%. What is 13%? Now, 10% is 12,000. 10% is 12,000. 1% is 1,200. 3% is 3,600. 12,000 plus 3,600, 15,600. 13% is 15,600. Out of this, you need to calculate 46%. We'll do that later. Just hold a minute. And you know that this is 13%, and now you need 18%. Difference is 5%. 5% of given number is 6,000. Add 6,000 to this number, that is 21,600. And of this, you need to calculate 36%. Now, how will you get 36% of this number? 40% minus 10% of 40%. 10%, 2160. Double, 4, 3, 2, 0. This is 20%. 40% is 2 times of this. 8, 6, 4, 0. From this is 40%, but you need only 36%. From this, you need to subtract 10%, which is 864. Don't do that. Keep it like that. Don't do that. Leave it. Now, 46%. How will you get 46%? 50% minus 4% is also fine. No issue. 50%, half of this. 7,800 minus 4%. 1% is 156. 1% is 156. Forget about 6. We'll do that later. 154 times 600. 6 fours, 36. So you need to subtract 6, 30, 624. 624. So 7,800 plus 8640. 15, 16, 440 minus 1488. I'll treat this number, last 2 digits, 40. From 40 you cannot subtract 88, so I'll treat it as 140. 140 minus 88, 52. 140 minus 88, 52. Your answer should end with 52. How many are there? Allah. 1. Otherwise you need to calculate everything. Next, which of the following channel is the most popular among the students of Hamdard and JNU? Most popular. Comparison చేయాల్సిందే. Together, right? Hamdard and JNU together kada? Yes or no? You just need to add those two numbers in percentage values. Radio Michi together it is 115. Radio City 129. Red FM 123. And then FM Gold 90s only. Rainbow 107. So answer should be either Radio City or Red FM. Just observe the number carefully. It is 129%. And then the next one is 123%. Highest number is Radio City answer. Next, 46 to 50. What is the ratio of pulse production to maize production in the country? You just need to add everything and take the ratio. Pulses to maize. Pulses. First numbers. Sorry, second vertical line. Pulses. అవునా కదా? అవును. ఇక్కడ ఒకసారి చూడండి అమ్మా. Let me identify how many 20s are there. First, A we have 20, B 20, C 20. Wait. D and E together 2 20s. F 20, G 20. So you have comfortably 7 20s. 140. Tens places are over. Units place. 5, 9, 17, 21. 140, 21, 161. 161. Answer should be either third option or fourth option. Because 23 is not a factor of 161. 23 is not a factor of 23 is factor A. 7 times anukunta. Can be your answer. Next, maze. Maze. Here also let me identify how many 20s are there. A, B, C, D. E and G together you have 2. E and G. Yes or no? E and G 30 undi 10 undi kalipte 220 kada. F లో 20 కంటే ఒక 10 ఎక్స్ట్రాగా ఉంది. ఆ 10 మర్చిపోండి కొంచెం. In the sense you have 720 is 140 plus extra 10 150. Remember 150 and then add units places. 7 plus 4 11 plus 8 19 20 26 34 184. Difference between numerator and denominator is 23. So cancellation with 23, this is 7 times and this is 8 times. Cancellation rule, take the difference between numerator and denominator, verify with that number. 99.99% cases it goes cancellation with difference. Else go for next highest factor. Is that okay? Next. If the production of wheat in state F increases 5% every year, what would be its estimation of wheat production in 2004? F in wheat 120. So the given data is in 2002, but you are asked to calculate it for 2004. Every year it increases by 5%. This is in 2002. 5% of this number 6. So in 2003 it becomes 126. 5% of this 6.3. So in 2004 it becomes 132.3. Next, if the average yield per hectare of maize in the country was 24 tons, then approximate under maize cultivation during that year was 24 tons per hectare. If you have 24 tons, that says 1 hectare. This is about maize. Maize, last but one vertical line. Maize already chesam kada intaku mundu 184. If you have 184 tons, how many hectares are there? Divided by 24, right? Yes or no? Comfortably you can go for division with 24. If you treat this as 25, how many 25s are there? How many 25s are there? So that will be definitely 7 times. 720 is 140, 7 4 is 28, 168. Apart from 168, how much you have? 16. 16 by 24 in the sense 2 by 3. 2 by 3. 2 by 3 in the sense 0.666. (16 by 24) cancellation with the 8. 8 2 times and then 3 times. Next, total rice production of country is how much more or less than the total wheat production? Wheat already చేసామా మనం? చేయలా. చేస్తారా? Difference is అడిగారు. Just need to add everything and then need to go for difference, not more than that. Hope you can do it or you already did. ఎంత మా ఆన్సర్? Which option? Fourth option. 86 lakhs tons less. అంతేనా? Sure everyone? Okay. Which state had the highest barley production in the అవసరమా ఇది? కళ్ళు ఆన్సర్లు పెట్టేస్తాయి కదా. 25 డి ఆన్సర్ ఉందా? డి లేదు, నన్ను ఉంది కాబట్టి అదే ఆన్సర్. In place of none of this, if you have any other variable or city name, state kada, in place of none of this, if you have any other state apart from D, అప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలి? ఇచ్చినట్లో చూడాలి, 5 ఆప్షన్స్లో చూడాలి. అర్థమైందా? 5 ఆప్షన్స్లో ఏది హైయెస్ట్ అది పెడతా. బట్ ఆన్సర్ ఈజ్ డి. అది లేదు అని అనుకోండి, నన్ ఆఫ్ దీస్ ఉంటే నన్ ఆఫ్ దిస్, నన్ ఆఫ్ దీస్ కూడా లేదు, డి కూడా లేదు అని అనుకోండి, ఇచ్చిన 5 ఆప్షన్స్లో దేనికి హైయెస్ట్ ఉందో దానికి పెట్టాలి. నెక్స్ట్, డేటా సఫిషియన్సీ. A man sells TV sets at a profit of 20%. How much total amount he gains in profit? You're asked about profit in terms of rupees. First of all, you need to know cost price or selling price. Cost price or selling price. Selling price తెలిస్తే ప్రాఫిట్ వస్తుందా? రాదా? సెల్లింగ్ ప్రైస్ తెలిస్తే ప్రాఫిట్ రాదా? వస్తుందా రాదా? They said 20% profit is there. So selling price becomes 120%. If you know 120%, can't you calculate 20% profit? Yes. 120% is something, 20% is equal to how much? You can calculate. So you either you need cost price or selling price. Yes or no? And what is required? What is required? What is required apart from this? How many items were sold? You are given cost price of one item or selling price of one item. From that you can calculate profit when you sell one item. But your question is about what is total profit. Total profit అన్నాడు అన్నప్పుడు ఎన్ని అమ్మారో తెలియాలి కదా? Yes or no? Right. Now look at that. He sells 20 TV sets. Using one error, will you get answer? No. Because you need to know per set profit, which is not there in first one. Next one, he sells TV set at 12,000. Only using 2, will you get answer? No. From the first set, you know how many watches he sold, how many TV sets were sold. From the second one, you will get how much profit will you get per set. So to answer your question, you need both. Both are required. What is the age of Ravi at present? Ravi age enta annaru. Now, at present, his age is 4 times the present age of Ram. So let's say Ravi's age is X and Ram's age is Y. They said ratio is 4:1. Yes or no? From this, will you get your answer? No, one alone is not sufficient. After 5 years ago, sorry, 5 years ago, this is present age, and of 5 years ago, this is 1 alone. Now let me write 2 alone. 5 years ago ratio, Ravi's age was 7 times the age of Ram. So ratio was 7:1. Using 2 alone, will you get your answer? Using 1 and 2? Yes. Both are required. ఏం చేయాలి తర్వాత? Yes. Take difference and then go for cross multiplication. Difference is 6 here and it is 3 here. Once if you go for cross multiplication, then you will get equal difference. That will be equal to 5 years. Next. What is answer for 52 then? 1 and 2 both are required. 1 and 2 both are required. Yes or no? Next. The area of a rectangle is equal to the area of right angle triangle. What is the length and width of a rectangle? Now, the base of a triangle is 10 centimeters. Will you get answer from this? No. Height of the triangle is 20 centimeters. Will you get answer from 2 alone? No. Will you get answer from 1 and 2? Yes sir. 1 and 2 నుంచి ఏం వస్తుంది? Area of what? Triangle. Rectangle area is equal to triangle area. అంతేనా చెప్పింది? How much is triangle area? Half BH. Half BH. Tell me, how much is that? Half BH. 100. So which is equal to length, area of rectangle, which is length and breadth. Okay? Now, using this, will you get unique values for length and breadth? No. Let me write combinations first. 1 into 100, 2 into 50, 4 into 25, 5 into 20, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 into 10. Can this be your answer? Can this be your answer? No, because length cannot be equal to breadth. ఇదైతే ఆన్సర్ కాదు. How many different numbers do you have? 4. Will you get unique answer? ఇదే క్వశ్చన్లో రెక్టాంగిల్ ప్లేస్లో స్క్వేర్ అంటే? ఇదే క్వశ్చన్లో రెక్టాంగిల్ ప్లేస్లో స్క్వేర్ అంటే? ఎస్, యూ విల్ గెట్ ఆన్సర్. You will get your answer. Area of square is 100. side becomes 10. That's it. So in place of rectangle, if you have square, you will get your answer. But rectangle, you will not get unique answer. You will not get your answer. Next. What is the time taken by Ram from A to B? From point A to the other place B. Okay. If he walks 25% faster than his usual speed, then he reaches 20 seconds earlier. Using 1 alone, will you get your answer? Yes, sir. Will you get your answer from only one? Yes. Yes. Speed increased by what percent? 25%. If speed increases, time decreases. Speed increases by 25%. 25% in the sense 1/4. For always increase of 1/4, there will be decrease of 1/5. Time decreases by 20. So 150 is 20 seconds. 1 is 100 seconds. So original time taken is 100 seconds. You will get your answer from 1 alone. Are you getting? Next 2. Second one. I am not going for formula. Formula ku velte vastadi. Formula ku velte vastadamma. 25% తగ్గించామని అనుకోండి. Now it is moving with 3/4 speed. If original speed is yes. And the time taken in the second case becomes t minus 20. This is first case and this is second case. In both the cases, distance travelled in both the cases should be same. In both the cases, distance travelled should be same. Distance travelled in first case, s into t. That must be equal to distance travelled in second case, 3/4 s into t minus 20. How many variables are there? How many variables are there? S and s gets cancelled, right? How many variables are there? Only one. How many equations are there? One equation. Will you get t value from this or not? Yes, vastadi. Next. If he walks half of his usual speed, he takes 100 seconds more to reach the finishing point. Will you get answer from this? ఎంతసేపు ఎందుకు ఆలోచిస్తారు? పై దానిలో ఉన్న కండిషన్ మార్చి ఇచ్చాడు కదా. ఎస్ ఆర్ నో? అక్కడ స్పీడ్ పెంచాడు అన్నాడు, ఇక్కడ స్పీడ్ తగ్గించాడు అన్నాడు. అక్కడ స్పీడ్ పెంచినప్పుడు టైం తగ్గింది, స్పీడ్ పెంచినప్పుడు టైం తగ్గింది. ఇక్కడ స్పీడ్ తగ్గించారు కాబట్టి టైం పెరిగింది. పైదాని నుంచి ఆన్సర్ వచ్చినప్పుడు సెకండ్ దాని నుంచి వస్తుందా రాదా? మరి ఇంతసేపు ఆలోచించాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. 1 alone is sufficient, 2 alone is also sufficient. Is it clear? Next, what is the length of the train? It crosses a pole in 10 seconds. Will you get answer from this? If a train crosses a pole, what is the distance travelled in that case? Train length, which is L, train length. Distance is equal to speed into time, and you are given time. How much is that? 10 seconds. Do you know speed? No. If you know speed here, you will get your answer. So 1 alone is not sufficient. Second one, the speed of the train is 10 meters per second. Speed is given. Using 2 alone, will you get your answer? No. Both 1 and 2? Yes. 1 and 2 are required. Aptitude we have already covered.